Good afternoon. Welcome to the St. Clair County Emergency Management Agency, where we bring you the monthly update. I want to start off first today saying that the severe weather that we've been watching since yesterday that was predicted, we escaped it, which is a good thing. It's always good when we can prepare, and when it decides to go a different direction, we're out of that severe threat right now. So today, I'm joined here with Chairman Mark Kern, the St. Clair County Board Chairman, whereas we've been telling you the last couple of times, we're going to keep you updated monthly since we were here daily and then weekly during the COVID. Right now, we're going to just kind of do these monthly updates to kind of let you know how we're doing after those long 2 years of the pandemic. So, Chairman, thank you for joining us today.
Great. Thanks, Herb. Today, we're really fortunate to have one of our friends at Team St. Clair joining us. If everyone remembers, Wendy File from the Greater Belleville Chamber of Commerce joined us back during the pandemic. We talked about business programs, the economy, the local economy, and things that were going on, the hardships of local business really during the pandemic. And so Wendy's come today to talk about where we are now, where we stand now. Wendy, you had a very successful Chamber of Commerce dinner. First of all, welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be back here. I think it was in the first couple of months that we were here. So what, 18 months ago?
I think so. We all Herb looks younger. I don't know.
I'm just glad we don't have the mask on. It's nice to see people smile again. So
I'm with you. I'm with you. So you hosted a Chamber of Commerce dinner. I think it really was the first big event a couple of weeks ago or last week that we've had. You really had a great crowd.
We did. We had a great crowd, and it was nice to see all the business community back together. We were able to host one last year, if you remember, but it was like right before everything shut back down. So it was like everything opened up and everything shut down. So I hope that's not an indication of what's going to happen this year.
It isn't.
But it was nice because we got to see everybody's faces. There were no mask mandates. The businesses were happy to be able to network and get together again. And then we were able to celebrate some of the successes in the community that took place over the last year. So it was great.
Can you talk about a couple of the award winners, just things that stand out?
So one award winner was our business excellence was the Home Instead Senior Care, and they were nominated due to their innovations during the pandemic. So they were able to bring like iPads in the home so that the seniors could communicate with their family members outside the house that couldn't come in there, or for their doctor's appointments, and to get them connected to the outside world, be it like games or something simple that they could do, because communication is key to those seniors that can't get out. I mean, you get stuck in the house and those four walls start closing in on you, and you can just go stir crazy. So that was one of the awards that was given out. And then Benny's Pizza got an award, and Benny was very creative in coming up with solutions to when restaurants were closed. He was one of the first ones to offer like curbside pickup, but then he also sold essential items, because if you sold essentials back then, you could remain open. So he offered like some paper towels and toilet paper, because remember, we couldn't find toilet paper back in the day, and milk and stuff like that. So he was awarded for those innovations for the Business Excellence Award. And then we had Lisi Lumber got our Legacy Award, because they've been in business for 150 years. They survived the pandemic, and they've survived big box stores coming in and the community changes. And now they're on a fourth generational family member running Lisi Lumber. And then our Community Award, Citizen Award was Rolanda, and she does It's Your Birthday, which is a unique organization where she celebrates kids that don't have anybody to give them a birthday party. And so she makes sure they have a balloon and cakes and gifts and just things that maybe you or I don't necessarily think about or take for advantage, but she makes sure that the kids that are in foster care or the system are able to have a birthday, and that's a wonderful thing that we are able to celebrate.
It's a wonderful thing that you acknowledge, the work of people, and that really is what makes, I think, you a very special chamber director.
Thank you.
That you understand that it's not just attracting new business, but it's about promoting the ones that have been here and for 150 years and longer or newer. Yeah.
Correct.
So
Correct.
You got your work cut out for you next year to have a better program than that.
Oh my gosh. Well, then we need all the nominations, and because we see things in the community, but you guys do too. And so the community members are able to nominate businesses and citizens as well, because you may know a story that we don't know, and I think I told the story of my son and how he's recognizing Belleville businesses, and that's what we want to do, is make this a generational thing where the next generation coming up understands how important it is to buy local and stay local here.
So talk about, if you got, what do you see the economy? Do you think businesses have recovered? Are they in a state of recovering? Is it going to be difficult for some people to actually come back to operate the same way they did before?
I don't know that anybody will ever operate the same way we did before. I think things have changed, and most businesses were great at adapting to those changes. And honestly, Mark, I think the community is what made the businesses be able to survive the pandemic, because they really supported the local businesses. So when restaurants were shut down and only able to do carry out, there are a lot of people that were carrying out food and just eating at home from the carryouts. And so where they may not have had the dine-in, they were able to survive on the carryout. The restaurants are coming back. They're still not fully staffed. I think staffing is always going to be an issue. People really evaluated what was important to them as far as their job and their time. And, people found that they liked being at home and that family was really important. And so I think that you're seeing more people want to work from home or have that home work-life balance. And the restaurants have had one of the challenges of getting servers back into the restaurant. So a lot of the restaurants are still maybe closed maybe on Monday, Tuesday, and then only open the short week hours to the weekends. And they still may close early at night. But they are seeing people come back. And so the people are still supporting the local restaurants. Businesses in general, though, are still having a hard time staffing up, believe it or not. There are a lot of people that were laid off or that had to quit for childcare purposes because kids were out of school. And so they're coming back, but they're not coming back as fast as they went out. So we're just waiting to see those come in, and hopefully, everybody will be able to get staff back up.
So many people might not know, Wendy, that you and Christine Sparger from Scott Air Force Base are really responsible for operating the Bell Scott Committee.
Correct.
Which is the oldest civilian military committee in the United States.
Yes.
So Bell Scott was pretty well shut down for a period of
2 years.
2 years, where everybody, and once the way Bell Scott works, maybe you talk about that and talk about the future and coming back.
So Bell Scott is, and I will never forget this, it was 10 o'clock, March 12th, 2020, and a call came in, and I think it was from your office, and they're like, we're going to have to shut Bell Scott down. And the dinner was literally in like 4 hours. And so that was the first sign of things to start rolling through. And so we didn't get to celebrate our 70th year in 2020, and we had to put it off to 2021. But that committee is 71 years old, and it has fostered the relationships between the base and the community. And it is super important that we have those, because the base is a vital partner in our economy here. And without the base, there's how many, $300 million that we were losing the economy?
I think we're close to $3 billion for all the commands at Scott and the 12,700 people that work there. I mean,
it's our largest employer.
It is. It's our economic engine for the area.
Yeah. So we are building those back up. So we're going to start in May. So shocking that you didn't know that yet, but in May 18th, I think is the date. We'll be bringing those back.
It isn't that I didn't know it. I'm just giving you the Socratic method of questioning.
No. Well, you didn't know because we haven't put it out yet, so it's okay. But we are able to get back with the base commanders, and we really want to respect their time because they are super busy. They have all kinds of commands going on. They were vital in the COVID fight here at the county level, supporting the vaccine clinics and the COVID testing clinics. And so they really had to focus on their mission, which was us, right? So now it's time for us to get back to them. And so we're going to start back up on our monthly meetings with them. And Christine at the base is just fantastic to work with. And I mean, she is a crack communicator for us. And so we're really looking forward to getting that relationship back on track. We were able to host the enlisted dinner in November of last year. And so that was a great turnout then to see the military come back, because we hadn't seen them for 18 months at that point in time too. So, and the new commanders out there are fantastic to work with.
And they are very much so, and that always seems to be the case. Scott Air Force Base is always the recipient of really great people leading the charge. One of the things that I know you have done during your term. Bell Scott also honors local veterans. The stories of many local veterans that come through, and they're honored at that program. Yes. We encourage the community to come to that Bell Scott dinner, because it's really a great opportunity to learn about heroes in the community that walk among us.
Yes, it is great. And so we have a great civilian co-chair in that, and for many years it was Terry Firsty, and he did it. Last year was going to be his last year that did it, but he actually served in the military as well. And so we honor, 3 to 4 military civilians a year. And, we're running out of World War II ones. So those were special stories to hear. But, so now we're moving into the Korean War and the Vietnam War. But there's many of you out there, and we want to hear those stories and be able to celebrate those at our enlisted dinner. So if you have a special family member out there that you want to celebrate, please send us in their story, and so we can review it and maybe honor them at the next enlisted dinner.
I know Bob Dintelman, longtime head of Bell Scott.
Yes.
He always, this was really his baby also.
He did. He started it and then turned it over to Terry, and then now we'll be turning over the ranks to somebody else. So, yeah.
So, Easter. Anything going on for Easter that chamber-wise, or?
So we're taking a break, believe it or not.
Good for you.
So our office is actually closed Friday. But there are some great community events going on out there, so check all those out. You can go to our website at bellevillechamber.org and see the community events that are going on for Easter. But we just want everybody to celebrate and be happy, and it is really, truly a happy Easter this year.
Well, happy Easter to you, and I appreciate you being here, Wendy. Herb?
Can you tell our viewers if there's an establishment business out there that wants to become a member, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, so they could call our office at the Greater Belleville Chamber of Commerce at 618-233-2015, or they can visit our website, which is bellevillechamber.org, and they can apply online or contact us. And I want to mention too that we have a podcast that goes on now too, and it drops every 2 weeks. And so there's great information about the chamber members and businesses in our community and some of the stuff that is going on that we encourage people to listen to. And you can find the podcast on our website as well. And we just did an interview with SBDC about small businesses and how the Small Business Development Corporation is able to help new businesses come into our area with funding and stuff. So it's super important that we have those relationships.
You're super, Wendy. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Very good.
Lucky to have you. Herb,
exactly.
It's National 911 Telecommunicator Week. So
Yes.
want to do a shout out to all of our hero telecommunicators, and we thank them for what they do. We thank you for what you do.
Well,
we thank Wendy for what she does. What a great
exactly.
job.
Our 911 telecommunicators are the first link of that line, that chain when somebody needs help, and so we celebrate that every year. And this is that week we do so. And so, as you said, we want to give a shout out to all of them for all the fine work they do on a day like this when those potential storms could be coming. They get geared up because they know those phones will start ringing, but they do an excellent job of doing that. And speaking of that, I want to thank all of the Team St. Clair members who's been following us today. We even got our good friend John Perchbon on here following us. So
Really?
we appreciate the news media, everything they do, helping us get the word out through the last 2 years. Wendy, it was always great keeping in touch with you, hearing what the business's needs were and everything. So we got through that, and I don't like to use the word survive because that's, there's still areas throughout the country that are seeing problems, and we want to make sure that we don't have to flip-flop back and forth. So we appreciate Wendy coming in today, appreciate Chairman Kern being here, and we will continue to bring you these monthly updates. We'll have a special guest with us next month to let you know what's going on in and around St. Clair County. Everybody have a happy Easter and a safe one. Thank you.